China is cracking down on Islamic identity once again. It's removing Arab-style features from mosques, remodeling them to appear more Chinese. This campaign of Sinicization is playing out in Xining, alternatively known as Sining. It's the capital of Gangli province in western China and home of the Hui Muslims. They comprise at least 16% of Xining's population. Who are these people? The Hui Muslims are among the 55 ethnic groups recognized by China. They form the biggest Muslim population in the country. At 10.5 million strong, they're also China's third largest ethnic group. Interestingly, members of this community are not persecuted the way Uyghur Muslims are in Xinjiang. Why is that? Because these people have made their version of Islam compatible with Chinese concepts and practices, portrayed it as inherently Chinese and not a foreign influence. So they speak Chinese, Mandarin, they try to look Chinese, they even act Chinese. But Beijing keeps pushing for more. It wants to eliminate whatever remains of their Islamic identity. Bizarrely, this intolerance even extends to Islamic architecture. On your screen are images of the Dongguan Mosque. It's a 700-year-old mosque, the largest in the city of Xining. It's famous for its green and white dome, accompanied by two tall minarets. Both these features have now disappeared. Look at these images now. The dome is gone, the minarets are nowhere to be found. This 14th century mosque has undergone complete renovation. It now resembles a Communist Party office. Throughout this year, China revamped the mosque, forcefully demolished the dome, tore the minarets down, all in the name of integration and national unity. The Hui Muslims have no choice but to agree, it seems. Any form of protest will mean imprisonment or a term at one of those re-education camps that China runs. So they stay silent as Chinese authorities run over their mosques. Look at this image now. This is the Nangguan Mosque in the same city. This one too has been remodeled. Its domes, minarets and Arabic calligraphy replaced by Chinese text and architecture. Something similar happened to the Jiaman Mosque in the city of Kira. It was once a prominent center of prayer for Muslims. It's now hidden behind high walls of Communist Party propaganda with no indication that it was ever a religious site. Then we have the Weizhou Grand Mosque in Ningxia, completely Sinicized. Its domes, minarets, they've all been replaced with tile pagodas. Islamic calligraphy has been replaced with Chinese sayings. It's incredible how much China wants to control the lives of its Muslims. It no longer cares if they're dissidents or not. If they believe in separatism or not, it doesn't matter. Beijing doesn't see any difference. Let's turn to Saudi Arabia. It has decided to restrict the volume of loudspeakers at mosques. This decision has been met with both applause and resentment. A high decibel debate has begun. Questions are being asked on why Saudi Arabia, of all countries, has taken such a step. Let's try to understand. First, the facts of the case. The Islamic Affairs Ministry of Saudi Arabia passed an order last week on the use of loudspeakers at mosques. This order states two main things. Number one, that loudspeakers at mosques should be set at no more than 1/3 of their maximum volume. And number two, the use of loudspeakers should be restricted for the call to prayer, rather than broadcasting full sermons. What led to this decision? Growing complaints from Saudi citizens and expats. There are at least 94,000 mosques in Saudi Arabia, 94,000. And most of them are at a walking distance from residential buildings. The Islamic Affairs Ministry says it received numerous complaints that the loud volume at these mosques was causing disturbance to children as well as the elderly. Defending the decision, the Islamic Affairs Minister Abdul Latif Al-Sheikh said, and I'm quoting, "Those who want to pray do not need to wait for the Imam's call to prayer. They should be at the mosque beforehand." He further said that several television channels also broadcast prayers and Quran recitals, suggesting that the loudspeakers serve a limited purpose. Now, this indeed is a major policy overhaul, especially for a country that is home to two of the holiest sites in Islam. A country that is seen as the de facto leader of the Islamic world, a country where thousands of Muslims go for pilgrimage every year. Riyadh views this as just another step in Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's liberalization drive, one that will lead to a de-emphasis on religion and open a new era for Saudi society.